certain. Set the curtain that rises to the stage. They gave no second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known. Who would have kept me from the one I had today?
All right, good morning. You are tuned into 1100 WSGI, and this is Lee Marie in for U-Turn Laverne on One Street Over. I'm so glad you all have joined us. We have a great day planned today, and U-Turn Laverne is feeling a little bit under the weather, so she won't be here today, but hopefully she will be back tomorrow, so be in prayer on that. You have me today for the hour, and then after that, of course, today's Wednesday, which means the Go Show. So make sure you stay tuned for the Go Show because we got some guests coming in at 8 o'clock and at 8:30 that, let me see, I'm sure one of them is a brand new guest. The other one you've seen before, but he's got a different topic. And then, of course, the Go Show, is your source of information, inspiration, and always some dates to add to your calendar. And boy, do we have that, because there is a lot going on this weekend. But anyways, I'm super excited today because I have a first-time WSGI guest here. So I get to introduce you all to James Sawyers. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right. Now, I know you're not a stranger to some folks, but I know that a lot of the listeners will not have met you before. So what is your story? Where do you come from?
Well, I'm James Sawyers. I'm an associate pastor at South Haven Baptist Church, and been there about 26 years, and came from Colorado when I was 12, and we moved to Nashville and then to Antioch, and then we settled in Springfield probably about 30 years ago. Been here ever since.
Goodness. All right. And so you have kids, but they're pretty much grown now, right?
Almost. Yeah. So we've got a daughter, Madeline, and she's married. We've got a little grandbaby named Oakland, and then another one named Ivy on the way. And then we've got another daughter, Adriana, who's engaged and will be getting married this summer. And then we've got a 15-year-old boy named Trey.
Ah, very cool. All right, so you have been affiliated with South Haven for, did you say 26 years?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I've been on staff there for 26 years.
Wow.
I started attending there when I was about 14 years old.
Oh,
we were going to another church, and somebody had recommended us visiting that church. They came, highly recommended. Actually, my grandfather had come, and he had gone back to his pastor and said, what would be the best church for them to go to, and his pastor said if they can go to Frank Gagliano's church, they said they need to get there. And it was about an hour drive at that point.
Oh, wow.
Matter of fact, we tried to come twice. I didn't want to go because I was comfortable. All my friends, where I was, but my mom had felt the Lord leading us in that direction. We tried to go, and there was a bad accident on the ridge, and we couldn't get up the ridge. We had to turn around and go back. As a matter of fact, I told my mom, I said, see, the Lord doesn't want us to go. And she said, somebody doesn't want us to go, but I don't think it's the Lord. And we actually did that twice.
Wow.
And I had to turn around, and finally we made it up here. And my mom said the first time she walked in, she realized that was the place. And I think, I would agree. The Lord's really changed all of our lives since we've started coming to that church. That's when He called me to preach, and where I found my wife, and then eventually was able to work there, and that's where I've worked since.
Awesome. So now, what is your role there?
I'm the associate pastor, one of the associate pastors. We have an associate pastor over all children's ministries, and then we have one over music and media, and then I'm the one that's over all the adult ministries.
Oh, wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And the reason why I sought you out is because I saw that great video of your event that you have coming up this Saturday.
I don't know if I'd call it great, but...
Oh, my husband was very impressed. He's like, oh, can we go? I said, oh, sorry, we've got tickets for something else.
Oh, no.
I know. But you got to tell everybody about it because it sounds fantastic.
Oh, well, we're excited. We actually do this every other year. I was trying to remember. I believe the first year we did it was 2008, and so we've done it several times, and it's grown each time. We've added a few things, but it is it's an outdoors night. There'll be an outdoors theme decorated. It'll look like a Bass Pro when you walk into our gym. And then we also have a wild game supper. We have wild chili, which is for the most part deer chili, and then some grass-fed beef and some natural stuff there, along with catfish. It's a fish fry this year. We've added that to it. I think we're having cornbread and dessert, and I believe baked beans or some side, and then we'll have taste tests or not taste tests, but some wild game samples. This year we've got some deer bologna, which is deer smoked sausage. We've got that with pepper jack cheese and without cheese, and then we've got deer salami, which is really good. Livingston Meats out of Kentucky donated a bunch of meat for that. We also have pheasant, we have alligator, we have Nashville hot frog legs that we put our own seasoning on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, then we have some green chili bratwurst from ZK Ranch and some steak tips from ZK Ranch and a bunch of other deer.
Did I hear there's
bratwurst.
going to be alligator?
There is. That's always everybody's favorite.
Oh, really?
Everybody's favorite.
Does it taste like chicken?
It's funny. I've never got to eat it.
Oh.
I'm always running around, and the
Well, you
alligator
better
is the
this
first thing
time.
that's gone. Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah. It's the first thing to go. So
That was what caught my eye when I was listening to the video. I'm like, alligator?
they say it's really good. They say it's really good.
Excellent. And then you're having some, are they live auctions or silent auctions?
Silent auctions.
Silent auction?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll have a lot of door prizes. Every single person that comes will get a door prize.
Oh, wow.
We've had up to 600 people before, and the community just really, helps out and donates, and every single person that comes will get a door prize. Some people, and then we'll have some live drawings. So from bigger door prizes, grand prize, a CVA 50 caliber muzzle loader, and some hunts and different stuff like that.
Well, I did forward this to my Tennessee Firearms Association club because I know a lot of them will.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are listening. I hope you can make it. This sounds awesome. Are you still accepting door prizes? And
We are.
Okay.
We are. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're finalizing our booklet. So,
Okay.
if we were to receive a door prize today, we would be able to
Still acknowledge
we'd
it.
be able to acknowledge it in the booklet. But if we receive it after that, we could verbally acknowledge it. It just wouldn't get in our booklet.
Okay, because I was just thinking I could donate some dance lessons. I just opened a studio April 1st on the
be great.
square.
That'd be
So what
great.
would be the email address I could send a certificate to?
J Sawyers
Okay.
at shbcministries.org,
Okay.
and SHBC's for South Haven Baptist Church.
All right, ministries.org.
Yep.
Okay, great. So if anybody is listening out there and you have a gift certificate or something you want to email James about, there you go. Otherwise, are you over there today at South Haven taking stuff or?
Yeah, I'll be out and about.
Okay, you'll be out and
Collecting
about.
stuff, picking up stuff,
Okay.
preparing meat.
Okay, so they could also email you and say, "Hey, I'm over here. I have this,
Absolutely.
rocker or
They
whatever."
come to the church and tell them they need to see James Sawyers. We'll get a way to.
All right, excellent, very good. And so, what time does it start, and like, what's the order?
So it starts at 5:00. We'll start serving at 5:00, but we have what we're kind of famous for is a fish pond for the kids, and that actually opens up at 4:00.
Oh,
And that's two pools that we put together and fill with 400 pounds of catfish.
oh my goodness!
We have cane poles and
How fun!
hooks and stuff, and the kids most of the time they catch a fish. It's going to be a little chilly, so hopefully the catfish are biting, and then if the kids catch a fish and they want a fresh fish, they can pay $5 and we'll fillet it right there for
Oh
them.
my
and
goodness!
put it in some batter and fry it for
How
them.
much fun is that?
Yeah, that's for the kids that are 12 and under. They can come and start at 4:00.
Okay, now tickets. Do you sell out? I mean, 600 people. That's a lot. Do you sell out?
Well, we don't. No, we don't sell. We'll take as many people as come. The Lord always provides, and we figure out a way to get. And again, we make more than enough food. Now if we had much over 600, we'd have a little bit trouble fitting them. All right, we'd probably have to be standing, in the hallway and different things like that. But we have a good number. We've sold over 300 tickets already, and then a good number of the people will buy at the door. But a lot of tickets will be sold the last. Every day I wake up, I get an alert, and 50 more tickets have been sold.
Yeah. So how do they go online to buy tickets?
They can go to our church website, which is SHBC Ministries and .com, or actually I believe it's .org, but they can go on the church website. We also have advertised it on Facebook and Instagram, and so they can go. They just click on the link there, and it'll take them directly to the site there to purchase the tickets. It's really easy shbcministries.org is the church website. Awesome. Very cool. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. We are talking with James Sawyers, and he is one of the associate pastors over at South Haven, and we'll tell you how to find them, because we do get some new people that don't know where the church is yet. I know most people that have been here know where it is at, but we do have new people coming to town, so we want to make sure they know how to find you and all that kind of good stuff. So let's go ahead and hear from one of our sponsors here. How about Barry and Rebecca Richards?
If you need help in the real estate business, be sure and check out Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Prime Realty. New name, same great exit team. Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty. Barry is our broker right here in Springfield, has an office there on the square. Rebecca has the office up in White House. She's one of the agents out of White House, and they took those two offices and combined them to bring you Exit Prime Realty. Again, new name, same great team. No matter what you're looking for in the real estate community, if you're buying or selling, if you're looking in Robertson County, they specialize in Robertson County properties because they're across Plains and have been for 28 plus years, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. Barry is an expert marketer. Rebecca, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. They can help you no matter what your need. And if you want to connect with them, you can Google them. Barry Richards, Exit Prime Realty, Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty. Or if you like, you can just give her a call, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. Let them know U-Turn sent you.
Okay, we are back in studio, and I have James Sawyers here. He is an associate pastor over at South Haven in Springfield. So, let's start right there. How can they find you? And there's new people in town, so how do they find South Haven?
So it's funny. We've been there for 36 years or 37 years. And we're right next to the Domino's. It's been there for like 2 or 3 years, but that's how everybody finds us. We tell them it's right next to the Domino's.
How funny. I didn't even know there was a Domino's over there.
Yeah. So if you're going on Academy Drive toward Greenbrier from downtown Springfield, if you're going out of town, we're on the right-hand side. There's a big giant playground in the front, and then a daycare, elementary school, then the high school, then the church. We also have a church that sits up on the hill. So I don't know if you know where the co-op used to be, but we're right across the street from the co-op, and we're right next door to
Springfield
Domino's.
Memorial Gardens.
Yeah. We're in between Domino's and Memorial Gardens.
Yeah, that's how I recognize it, because one time I was doing an event there with the veterans, and we needed a mic stand or something. And so I thought, I'm going to call Johnny Norton and see if he's got one, because I looked up and I could see your church from Springfield Memorial Gardens. So that's how I knew. And now it's great because, if ever I'm looking for one or the other, I always know you guys are right next to each other.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So very easy to find you. So is there anything else we need to talk about this event? Like any other advice that you have? Does the silent auction, does that start right at 5? And is there like 9 o'clock does it end, or do you know what time about it?
Silent auction. We'll start off. We'll let the kids fish until about 10 minutes till 5.
Okay.
Then we'll call everybody inside, and then we'll give instructions. After those instructions are done, and we pray for the food, the silent auction starts.
Okay.
Then the kids can go. If they didn't get a chance to catch a fish, they can go back out and do some more fishing while everybody's in line getting their food.
Okay.
And I believe we cut off the silent auction at 10 till 6.
Oh, 10 till 6. Okay. So hear that, you guys. You can't come late and expect to get in on the silent auction.
Yeah, and the important thing too, the grand prize, the biggest prizes that we give. You know, sometimes people eat and leave, you know, and they miss those big. We give out door prizes all through the dinner, but they really want to stay till the very end because that's when we give out the biggest prizes that we have.
Wow. And what is the biggest prize this year?
CVA muzzle loader.
Oh, yeah.
CVA muzzle loader, and then there's a couple of hunts that we're giving out. We're giving a guided predator hunt, and this year we're doing, for the first time, we're giving a guided frog gig. Yeah, so we got a couple of farms with a bunch of ponds and a guy that's really into frog gigging, and he's gonna guide a couple of hunts for frog gigging. If you've never frog gigged, it's a lot of fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's great. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, and anybody can come, and they're not going to sell out. That's what they say. Maybe one year you will, the way Springfield's growing.
Well, yeah, we try not to cap it. If we have to one day, we will. So.
Okay. All right. So you can go on the South Haven Baptist Church Facebook group, and you can see there's a great video there that you can share with people. And, this is a great event to invite people to. And I assume that you're also going to have a little message at some point.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of it, is to try to get people to come and hear a challenge. We've got a committee of guys that puts it, because it takes an army to put it on. We'll have 98 tables set up and 600 chairs and all the different mounts. We'll probably have 100 to 150 mounts, anywhere from elk to moose to buffalo, and I met with them last night, and I said, we've got kind of a threefold purpose. One, we want to have a good attendance, but two, we share the gospel. And there's some people that have preconceived ideas of what a church is and what they're going to get when they come to church. And to be honest, there's some people that would probably never come to church under different circumstances. And they have come and they've heard Chad Shearer is our speaker. He's a world champion elk caller, and he's got all kinds of sponsors, got his own hunting show and Shoot Straight TV. And he's a Christian, and he has a burden to travel all over the world, sharing the gospel through this avenue. And so I told our guys, be praying that, people will come and people will hear the truth. But then the third thing that is our goal is for people to see that they can have a good experience around other Christians. We have a very friendly church, but again, people have those preconceived notions that they're going to come and be around Christians and they're going to automatically be judged, or they're going to be looked down upon, or they're going to be whatever. And so we want people to have a good experience with believers, with Christians, and to realize, those can be my friends, those can be my acquaintances, and so that's the whole goal in it. He will give a very good challenge. He'll give a lot of new tips and hunting tips, and he'll show some videos of hunts and different things. And then at the end, he'll just share his testimony and how he's trusted Christ as his personal Savior. And that's our ultimate goal. And I also didn't mention earlier, but it's not just for men. That's one of the misunderstood things with our event. They think, well, it's just men, it's just hunters. It's actually for the whole family, men, women, children, and that's one of the reasons we have the fish pond, is because we want the entire family to come.
That's awesome. And it sounds like you're going to have a lot of different prizes. I mean, you're going to want to have everybody there. So everybody that comes through gets a door prize ticket?
Yeah, every person gets a door prize,
right.
and we probably have we probably have twice as many companies that have participated this year than we've ever had before.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've got all kinds of gift certificates and different things.
That is awesome. Okay, guys, this is a great opportunity to invite people because this sounds like the event of the. I mean, is this your most popular event there?
And I wouldn't say it's the most popular. It's one of our biggest for sure. You know, our most popular is probably internally is our missions conference and then our anniversary Sunday. You know, but as far as a community outreach event, this is as big of an event
I mean,
as our
600
church
people.
has.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, yeah. So y'all need to be inviting because this sounds like a lot of fun. And like he said, everybody that goes gets a door prize.
Yeah.
So that is wonderful. So we have a little bit of more time. Did you want to talk about any of the other ministries because you're in charge of the whole adult ministry program? So let them know what else that you have going on, or maybe some things that are a little bit ways off, but they could still plan for.
Well, I believe we've got in our church, we've got over 50 ministries. We basically kind of had a philosophy. Our pastors had a philosophy that we have ministries created as needs arise. We have a very diverse church where we have a full-time Spanish pastor. Matter of fact, the ministry that sits up on the hill, that was the former church that we outgrew, and that entire building is occupied by our Spanish ministry. They have all their Sunday school classes and youth ministry and that all meet up there. We also have a Spanish mission ministry down in Nashville. Then we have a Arabic ministry. We have a Sudanese ministry. We have a bus ministry, which is just bus transportation for young people whose parents don't normally take them to church or aren't able to, and so we take those buses, all through the community, all the way down to Gallatin, and bring young people to church and all these ministries again have just kind of been born out of need, where we see a need, we meet it. Matter of fact, kind of the joke is don't mention any needs around pastor, otherwise we'll start another ministry, to help meet that need.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, we support over 100 missionaries, so we've got a foreign missions program that is really thriving, and so we've got all kinds of ministries to try to mention them all. We have a recovery program. You mentioned, you already know Brother Johnny, just does a wonderful job and has seen so many lives changed. And this year, we've really put a lot of emphasis and bulked up, for lack of a better word, our children's ministries. Oh, really? Yeah, we've really we've always had a great youth ministry and with teens, but we've added different services for our young people, 6th grade and down, and really gone forward with that. Brandon Russell has actually been very instrumental with some ideas and helping with dividing them up, so it's not just 1st through 6th grade. We've got the 4s and 5s, and then the 1st through 3rd, and then the 4th through 6th.
Oh, that's great.
And they have special junior church. Are going to start having activities for the kids, almost like a little youth group for 6th grade and down. And it's really showed good.
We'll have to have
results.
Someone on to talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Children's ministry is so important. If parents come to church, they won't come to a church where they don't feel comfortable with their kids, and of course we've had our school and our daycare for all these years and seen many families come to the church through that. But we understand the importance of reaching the young people and training them up, and bringing the parents comfort knowing what their kids are learning and that they're growing while the parents are growing in the main service with the pastor.
Okay, all right. Well, it is almost 7:30, so we're going to do another sponsor break. It's almost 7:30, and we're going to be doing another sponsor break here. We're talking with James Sawyers, and he is above all of the adult ministries over at South Haven Baptist Church here in Springfield. and they have a huge event this Saturday that you're not going to want to miss. And if you have kids, you definitely want to get them there by 4. And what's the age? 12 and under?
12 and under.
Okay,
Yeah.
12 and under. Sorry, Stephen. You know, my husband right now absolutely loves fishing so much. I could just see him trying to dress up like a little kid. You'd have to shave off all of your facial hair, babe. Anyways, if you have kids, you're going to definitely want to get them there by 4 p.m. because they can catch some catfish.
Yep.
How fun is that? And they can even have it filleted right there. Oh my goodness. And then he said everybody that comes through the door gets a door prize ticket, and pretty much everybody is going to win something. So you're going to definitely want to invite people to this. But anyways, we are going to need to do another sponsor break here. So let's hear from Laverne about Cumberland Connect.
Robertson County, it is time to join the Gig Club. Get Cumberland Connect. If you are a Cumberland Electric customer, well, good news. You can join me in the Gig Club, and you can have a full gig for just $80, high-speed internet that will blow you away. If you're like me and you've had terrible internet service for far too long, well, it's time to get in the Gig Club. Now, what you do is you go to cumberlandconnect.org, put in your zip code, cumberlandconnect.org, and it'll tell you if they're in your neighborhood already or when they're going to be in your neighborhood. You can also just call them and ask the question, 1-800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362. And if you're somebody in these areas, if you're a Cumberland Electric customer and you're having some financial struggles, well, because internet is now a utility, there's an affordable connectivity program providing qualifying households with monthly credit to help pay for internet services. And if you're eligible, you could receive a credit of up to $30 per month toward broadband services. And they have packages starting at, you guessed it, $30 per month. Be a part of the Gig Club or just get into high-speed internet with Cumberland Connect. CumberlandConnect.org. Tell them U-Turn sent you.
You're listening to Good.
Okay, we are back in studio with James Sawyers from South Haven, and I was just checking the comments on Facebook, and Terry Schrum says, "Good morning, James. I loved the Easter play. It was awesome."
Good morning, Miss Terry.
We appreciate when you guys chime in like that. That's awesome. So were you in it, James?
I was.
What were you?
I am the Roman centurion every
my
year.
goodness.
Yeah, I gotta try to win back. Gotta win back all the children that are mad at me. And my brother-in-law is always Jesus, and
really?
Yeah, and I'm the Roman centurion. So
my
we
goodness.
we get a lot of jokes about that.
Oh
but
my goodness. Now you had it, was it Saturday night and Sunday, the play?
It was, yeah. There's a lot of people that want to come, but they go to their respective church, and so we offer it for the city.
Have you thought of doing it even more days? Because I really think you should.
You might want to ask our music director about that. So we feel like we're trying to just to get it ready by that Saturday is a challenge, but
I know your productions
I know
are
we'd be open
always
to it.
top notch, and I was so bummed I couldn't go this year. we were just booked up.
well, you're able to watch it on YouTube.
Oh.
We have it.
Perfect.
You can live stream all of our services on YouTube. I don't know the channel, but just type in South Haven Baptist Church and it'll bring it
Okay.
up. You can subscribe to that, and you can rewatch all of them. So they had Saturday and Sunday on there.
Okay, great. I'm going to do that for sure because I missed it and I was so bummed.
Yeah.
That is very cool. And so what's the next production that you're getting ready for?
Oh man, I don't know. That's the only one they let me in.
That's funny.
We do have a Springfield Springfield Gospel Sampler, which is a fundraiser for our Lydia ministry. We have it's a ministry that keeps in touch with all of our missionaries and their kids, and it actually is a really neat ministry. It divides up all the regions, and we're able to have weekly communication with all of our missionaries, and of course they send care packages to the kids that are in college of our missionaries and different things, and so we always have a mission or a fundraiser for that, and I believe that's in August. So I guess that might be the next kind of major.
Well, that's
thing.
when you have the different groups come out, right?
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
quartets and stuff.
Correct.
Ah, yes. I think Brother T's group didn't the Higher Calling. Were they a part of it last year?
I don't know. I wasn't able to be a part of it. I coach and I was gone during that time, but
Okay.
I know that it was very successful. And
Yes,
they're
yes.
planning on doing it again.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. And I love that they're bringing more of those quartets to Robertson County now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I know Ebenezer's been hosting some. I got to see the Inspirations twice over there.
Really?
And they were so amazing. It was like one of my favorite. And April 11th, you guys put that on your calendar because there's another great quartet coming on April 11th. So, okay, great. And just a reminder, guys, you know, I know we're on the radio right now, 1100 a.m., but if you missed any part of this broadcast, remember you can watch us, just like TV. You can watch us on Facebook Live or on YouTube. And it's just real easy. You can go to the WSGI Facebook page. That's probably the easiest way. But if you have an iPhone, there is an app. There will be an app coming for Android soon. But, you know, you can watch the show. And then another thing that's real fun, and I don't know, James, if you know about this, but starting April 1st, our format for when we do play music here, our format is now good old gospel.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're not. I mean, there's a lot of churches that play modern, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you know, there just wasn't enough that were playing like the bluegrass gospel,
Yeah,
the quartets,
yeah.
the southern gospel, the country. You know, some Johnny Cash gospel. You know,
Yeah.
and so that's what our brother T and I have been working on.
oh wow.
And so I love the station so much now, and I will have it on. Like the airwaves are really only up until it starts to get dark, so like 6 p.m. and then you can't hear it on the radio, but it's on 24/7 on the app or on the website.
Oh, wow.
So you can hear some great stuff. And what I love about watching on the website is I can see who the band is because it'll say, you know, usually. And so I've been hearing and a lot of great, even local, you know, people. I don't know do you know Danny
Really?
Crabtree?
No, I don't.
Okay, he's the music leader over at Lights Chapel Baptist.
Okay.
And he's got a lot of albums out, and he's a wonderful songwriter. Matter of fact, he'll listen to the sermon one day, and the next day he'll bring, you know, an amazing song about it.
Oh wow.
In fact, Brother Michael will say, that was even better than my sermon. But Danny Crabtree is so talented, and so we have several of his albums now loaded. But we love loading the local people, you know, because it's just that much more fun. How about John Briggs? Do you know John Briggs? No, not yet.
I don't.
All right, that's okay.
I will tell you, you should reach out to Jason Royalty.
Yes.
We've got several groups in our church that have put together CDs
Okay.
that you may want to put
Okay,
on
great.
there.
Yeah, I had
access to.
Jason on a while ago, but you know, it's probably time to have him back on
Yeah.
because now that we have this format, because it only started January 1st.
Yeah.
For us to do this, so we're really excited about it. So help spread the word that 1100 is now good old gospel. So you can hear bluegrass gospel, southern quartets, country, just, you know, some stuff that you're not going to hear on all of the normal worship stations.
Yeah.
You know, at my house, I like to always have some worship on at any given time, even if it's real low, just to, you know, clean the airwaves.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
so this is a great alternative to get to hear some great music, and of course they sprinkle in hymns, and I love hymns so much. You know, they're just so rich with scripture. So,
100%,
all right, let's do our. We got one more break to do, so let me go ahead and do that right now because Veterans Motorplex is going to be opening real soon, and I want you guys to make sure you get all that information.
It is racing season here in Middle Tennessee, specifically here in Robertson County, and we have got a family-friendly, wonderful racetrack. If you're new to the county and you're not aware of what we have going on at Veterans Motorplex, you need to put it on your calendar. It's racing season officially March to October. Sometime they extend over into November, but right now they're making some track improvements. So Jerry wanted to go ahead and get back on the air with us and say, save the date. We're thinking the first official race will be first or second week in April. They're still going to have that family pack of tickets for $40. You can take up to 6 kids, 2 adults in for one $40 price. No alcohol served at the track. That's very unusual, so that means it is completely family friendly. You can bring your family out every Saturday evening, starting very soon, probably the first or second weekend in April. If you need to know more, you can follow them at Highland Rim Speedway on social media. But it's Veterans Motorplex, 615-643-8725 is a number to call for details. 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. When you get out there to the races, you tell them U-Turn sent you.
All right, we are back in studio, and it's been my pleasure to be interviewing James Sawyers from South Haven. And you have to make sure you go online and get your tickets. Now, if they get tickets ahead of time? Are they in a shorter line than if they show up that night?
They'll get through.
They'll get through faster.
They'll have to register you if you get there and get tickets, so you'll be able to get in. Especially, it's a great advantage if you're at the fish pond because you literally just go up, show them that you bought your ticket, and they'll give you your ticket for the fish pond, and you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. So if you have kids, we highly recommend you getting those tickets ahead of time, especially if they're going to be fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're 12 and under, they should be fishing. Right?
Yes.
And you have all the stuff there. They don't have to bring anything, right?
They don't have to bring anything.
Wow.
No.
Right there. That's great. Okay. I am so excited. I can't wait to hear. Do you take like a video of the night, or do you go live on Facebook or anything?
You know what? Sometimes our Jason Royalty, sometimes he'll walk around on his Facebook and have a good time with
Because that's
that.
always fun to be able to see what's going on, especially when you can't go.
Yeah, and then, Chad and Marcia Sheard, that's our speaker, and his wife, they both will speak that night, but they do a Facebook Live quite a bit, yeah.
Okay, great.
So.
All right. So this is going to be the event of spring that you're not going to want to miss.
Absolutely.
And so it is tonight. Now, I know there's a lot of competition out there for this Saturday, but the good thing is most of the competition is in the daytime on Saturday. So no matter what you end up doing on Saturday daytime, Saturday night, you got to head over to South Haven because it is going to be one big, huge, awesome party.
Yeah.
Wow.
People enjoy it. I remember one time I played church league softball and I got a base hit and I rounded first. And the first question the guy asked me, "Hey, when's your outdoors night again?" People. I've never had somebody come that didn't really enjoy it.
Oh, that is awesome. Now, you said you coach. What do you coach right now?
I coach football at South Haven and soccer. I coach the boys football team and the girls soccer team.
Oh, well, you know what? Why don't you tell them a little bit about South Haven because there's a lot of people looking for schools. So
absolutely. So South Haven has, I believe, they've been. As long as I can remember, I would say they've been around for 30 plus years. I'm not sure how quick they were started after the church was started, but it was very shortly after. So if I had to guess, I would say 35 years or more. They have K through 12. We also have a preschool program. Our principal has, been in the ministry for long times. Dr. Steve Blazer does a tremendous job, and we have we're accredited with TACS. Matter of fact, they're going through accreditation process right now, annual, renewal, and we've really stepped up our safety with the recent events that have taken place. We have 2 security guards that are full-time that are there the entire time the school is going on. We just upgraded our entire facility to the shatterproof film on the windows, every single window, for them to be safer there. We've updated our camera system, just to really, improve our safety. That's the number one comment that we get when we send out surveys from parents is that their kids feel safe. Of course, with it being a private school, you have much smaller classes and teachers that care. We'll have kids that come and they're behind because the curriculum, and I don't say this in a bragging way, but the curriculum is a little bit more challenging than the public school curriculum, and typically a child will transfer and they feel like they're up to a year behind, and our teachers are very patient and have that one-on-one time with them. A lot of them will tutor the kids and they get them caught up. And we've seen some kids that were struggling in public school, and we thought, people think, well, there's no way they're going to make it at South Haven because the curriculum is further ahead, and yet they're able to catch up and thrive. So they just do a wonderful job with them. And
that's a good point because, a lot of times kids get tagged as, with wrong labels.
Yeah.
And sometimes it has nothing to do with their intellect. Sometimes it is just that's not a good fit at the other place.
Yeah.
Or there's something at home that's not right.
Yeah.
And so when they get put into a different situation, oftentimes you will see them thrive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, that's the thing. So maybe, your child is somewhere and they're not doing well. Maybe they just need a different
Yeah.
situation.
And in school, and I'm so thankful for we've got several teachers in our ministry that teach in public schools, and we're so thankful for Christian teachers in the public school and the stand that they're taking right now.
And
What a
that's not
challenge.
easy.
Yeah. But a lot of times it's as simple as, you got 40, 50, 60 kids in a class and they can't ask questions. They can't, see the teacher afterwards, and they just kind of have to make it on their own. And the class sizes that we have can range anywhere from 12 to 25, and just makes such a big difference, in being able to do that. We've also, in the past few years, have added, dual enrollment, and I know my daughter graduated with over 20 credits already for college, and was able to graduate college early as a result, and then other special needs services that we've added to, and so the school just keeps going forward and doing a wonderful job. And then of course our preschool does an amazing job with the young people there as well.
Are there still spaces, or do you have like a waiting list?
Oh man, there's not a waiting list for the school, but the daycare, it's quite the waiting list. So if I think my daughter was saying, if you planning on having a child, enroll as soon as you start planning, because it can be challenging. And the state changed some regulations, some age limits on who can teach and who cannot, and it's made it tough on all daycares, And so it's just challenging to get the staffing to do it. I mean, if we had the staffing, we could take 100 kids, probably more right now.
Are you looking for more staff right now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good to know out there.
So, yeah.
All right. So we need to help them get their staff up so they can take more kids in.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that's where the big waiting list is, but there are still some spaces for the regular.
There is, and there are some spaces, I believe, in the daycare. It's just kind of a matter of what age, they are coming in. But yeah, no, there's, if you ever want to, do a tour of the school, you can just call the church, call the school, 615-384-5073.
Give that number one more time.
615-384-5073. And you'll get the friendliest person in Springfield answering the phone, Joanne Ingram, with a strong Southern accent, and just say you want to do a tour of the school or daycare, and they'll take an hour and walk you, show you the classes, and meet with the principal, and kind of have a little bit of an interview process to see if it's a good fit, for whoever's wanting to come. But absolutely, we're always taking students.
And you need to tell them about the sports programs there.
Yeah, so we offer middle school, all JV and varsity programs. For the girls, we have volleyball in the fall and basketball in the winter, and then soccer in the spring. And then I also softball in the spring. That's my right. I'm the soccer coach, so I always get mad at the softball program because they take my soccer players. But he's the softball coach says the same thing about me. And then for the boys, we actually have golf and football going simultaneously in the fall, and then basketball through the winter, and then we have baseball in the spring for the boys.
Awesome. Yeah. Very cool. And so you coach which ones now?
Football and soccer.
Football and soccer. Okay. Okay. Awesome. And so, are there still what's the next tryouts or if someone wants to get involved?
Well, it would be for football in the summer. I believe they start. We actually have all sport workouts all summer long for the guys and girls, and then second week in July starts the football tryouts, and volleyball I believe starts around the same time, tryouts for the girls.
And I can't say enough about sports. I played baseball, softball from I think second grade to ninth grade.
Yeah.
And still, when I think back of my childhood, those were some of my most favorite
Oh, absolutely.
experiences, and you learn so much,
Yeah.
just discipline and, camaraderie. Just so much, I can't speak highly enough of it. And I know when they look at kids' performance and other things, if they have, sports or band, something like that in their life, they do much better even in athletics. And a lot of times, people will say, well, no, they have too much on their plate or whatever. But oftentimes it's just good for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you don't want idle hands, especially, with all the video games out there. Oh, goodness. Matter of fact, that's a good little segue for something I wanted to read right now. This was on Facebook, so some of you probably already saw it on my page, but I'm going to read it anyway, and I'll try to get through it, and I might have to hand it off to you, but let's see. And this is from a lady named Helen. I don't know if this is her or she just posted it, but it said, last week, the boy, age 8, got in trouble, and my husband and I decided as his punishment to take away all of his electronics for an undetermined amount of time. No iPod, no PS4, and he flew into a fit of rage. In his anger, he even said some horribly disrespectful things to my husband and me. When I looked at him screaming like a lunatic, he didn't look anything like my sweet boy. He wasn't himself. He scared me to the point of tears. He always loved video games ever since I handed him an iPad at age 3 to keep him quiet on long road trips. I just didn't realize how addicted he was to them until my husband locked away every gaming console in the house. It's my fault. I know it is. I haven't stuck to screen time limits. I've caved, and I've let him play because I was busy. I've sent him upstairs to his PS4 so I could finish writing. I'm not blaming anyone but myself. We are only on day 8 of no electronics, and I am so amazed at what I've seen that I am on fire to share it with the world. I figured the boy might show some change without an iPod in his hand, but I had no idea the dramatic improvement that would take place. Because my son was so inattentive at times, I seriously thought he should be tested for ADD. I've talked with many friends about this. He doesn't hear a word I say, I've complained. I tell him to put on his shoes or brush his teeth, and 15 minutes later, he's just sitting in his room without shoes on, without access to any devices. My son is attentive now. I ask him to do something one time, and it's done. He's not preoccupied with thoughts of gaming or too busy searching for his iPod or even so enthralled with a game that he has blocked out my voice. He is happier. He is kinder to his sister. He goes outside to play without me, suggesting to do so. He hasn't had a single fit of anger. He reads books or draws when he's bored, and he loves it. His teacher said he's more attentive. He hasn't woken up late for school one time. He talks more. He looks out the window when you're in the car and asks questions about trees and clouds and cows. I've never seen him be so happy to play I Spy in my life. He's different. I'm not an idiot. I have always known too much gaming is a bad thing, but I had no idea it was the reason for so much of his misbehavior. It's as if these last 8 to 10 months, he's been brainwashed with thoughts of Fortnite and Minecraft and aliens versus zombies and Roblox. I've put my phone away too. I don't want him to see me glued to mine after I've told him he's on his entirely too much. And I've had the sweetest conversations and periods of quality time with this precious boy of mine. In Philippians, we are instructed to think on what is noble, pure, and lovely. I never thought of this verse in terms of gaming, but my son's little brain hasn't been thinking on lovely things. He's only been thinking about blasting enemies and leveling up. His mind was a garbage dump, and what went in his mind came out of him, out of his mouth, and in the way of his attitude and actions. With such improvements as these, I don't want to give the PS4 or iPod back. I want to smash them with a bat the way they smashed the printer in Office Space. Maybe that's exactly what I'll do. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is.
So I just feel like it's a good reminder to all of us, because I think electronics, way too many of us all either have a phone in our hand or a tablet, and life is just going by.
Yeah.
When we should be putting that stuff down and living with the people that are in our homes, in our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah,
it
you
goes
got-
for kids and adults and
Oh.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I was going to say your kids are already pretty much grown, so you don't have to deal with this specifically with gaming. But I know today the kids are just, gaming is like, takes up.
Yeah, it's big. It's like anything else in life. You have to do it in moderation. You have to put limits, and you allow it to go over that limit, that's when it becomes a problem, whether it's gaming or anything else, and
Right.
so it does. Gaming can captivate you for sure.
So anyways, I did repost that on my Facebook page. And so if you want to see it, my Facebook profile is just a little white circle that says rule number 1 really big. And underneath it says put God at the center of everything, because I have to, always remind myself, put God at the center of every decision. And so anyways, feel free to share that because someone else shared it. And I just think it's a great reminder, of what can happen. So I love it. If you have an experience like that, please post a comment and let us know how how that's going, because that could really be a life changer for a lot of people. But get back to sports and different, productive things, for the kids to do. I think that that's one way to, kind of get them off of that gaming so much is
Absolutely.
getting involved with a sport or something. But again, you don't want to be so involved in a sport that, you're traveling so much that you're not able to go to church. And that's one thing that makes me kind of upset right now with a lot of the travel ball, a lot of the games being on Sundays,
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. I will tell you, the city actually, and I don't know if they do it on purpose or whatnot, because I've got several nieces and nephews that play, all stars and different things, and the city actually does a good job of trying to work around the church
that's good.
schedule. We've got I've got so many nephews that have played all-star game, and it's amazing. If they have to play on a Sunday, it's in between the services, and they don't have practice on Wednesday nights, and
nice.
a lot of them,
All right.
they
Yay,
really
City of
respect.
Springfield. Good job.
Yeah, I agree. They really respect the fact that, and I think a lot of it has to do with there are so many kids from our church that are playing in the city league, and they say, hey, kids can't come, they can't play on Sunday, or they can't practice even on a Wednesday night, and so really props to Christians that take, not just our church, other churches that take that stand and say, hey, we're putting God first, and then props to the city for respecting that and helping
excellent.
them out that way.
I am very happy to hear that. That makes me very happy. Awesome. All right. We only have about 7 minutes left, and I want to make sure you just give the specifics again for this Saturday night's big event at South Haven. Go ahead.
So it starts at 5, but the fish pond opens at 4. Tickets are $8 for adults, $4 for kids. I got a Big Mac value meal the other day at McDonald's, and it was $11 after tax. Okay, so you're getting a really good deal. We contemplated raising the price, but thanks to our generous sponsors in the cool. Businesses around, we did not have to do that, and so just $8 for adults and $4 for kids. Try to come early. We actually will have a separate table for those that have already purchased their tickets, so that line should not be near as long, especially if you have kids and want to get in that fish pond. So try to get there, as quickly as possible. Come hungry. We're going to have so much food, and come willing to try some things that maybe you've never tried before. I forgot to mention, we're also going to have a tropical smoothie table. They're actually cooking a lot of their menu and bringing it for samples for people to have, and so it's going to be a great event. Come see the animals, take pictures with them, and different things, and I promise you won't be disappointed.
Awesome. Very cool. And we want you to bring how many guests with you? 3? Was that what you said? How many guests they should invite?
As many as possible.
As many as possible. All right, there's the challenge, y'all. And your friends are going to be so thankful that you invited them to this awesome event. So make sure you share it and come out this Saturday to South Haven. All right. Well, there is 7 minutes left, but we have to, we're going to be having the Go Show next. So please don't go anywhere because I'm going to be talking about a lot of other events that are happening this coming week. And we're also going to be talking to Clint Wooten. Do you know Clint yet?
No.
Do you know Rose Wooten at the library?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't know anybody you've said. Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. That's okay. Well, then on the way, when you're driving, you can listen to
Oh,
Clint.
wait a minute. Is that Clint Wood? So next one? Yeah, this
Yeah.
and that here and there jump.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, I know them. I do know them. I do
Okay.
know them. Matter of fact, we're renting our tables and chairs for our daughter's wedding from them.
Okay, there you go. Yes, Clinton Rose now do rent tables and chairs because they got rid of the bounce house business.
Yeah, for years, that's how we know them. For years, we had a carnival Sunday for all the children we brought in on the buses, and we set up all kinds of inflatables and obstacle courses, and we always rented our inflatables.
Okay, good.
from
I'm glad you remembered because he would have been crushed if you came in like all those years I set up.
Yeah.
He doesn't know who I am.
I know him as this and that here and there. That's his name.
Okay. Okay, no problem. All right. Well, I'm so glad you were able to make it in and talk about
Thank
this
you for
event
inviting.
because what a great event. So I'm super happy about that. All right, y'all. That is it for One Street Over, but stay tuned for the Go Show. And if you want to get a hold of James today, the best way is email or
Yeah,
phone.
or call the church. Yeah.
Okay, so give those numbers again one more time.
615-384-5073 is the
Okay.
number to the church.
And your email.
Is J Sawyers, and that's SAWYERS at shbcministries.org.
All
ORG.
right. There you go. And make sure you go online and share the information because everybody that comes this Saturday night is going to get some type of a door prize.
Yep.
So awesome. Thank you so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Cindy, for lining this up because she's great for, I had only gotten a call yesterday about filling in. And so Cindy's my go-to gal now. Awesome. All right. Thanks so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Hopefully
God
we'll
bless
see
you.
you soon. God bless you. All right. And for those of us that can't make it, we'll have to just plan on it next year. But it does look like a great event. And so as he's making his way out, and we're going to be bringing in Clint for the Go Show, I did want to tell you that there's a lot going on this weekend. So you want to make sure that you're staying tuned for the Go Show because we're going to be going over a lot of that. So, Clint, I'm gonna wait 3 minutes because I got to change over into the Go Show.
Understandable.
But I'm so glad you were able to make it. Did you bring the derby car in?
No, I actually had it packed away
that's
with
okay.
all his Eagle stuff.
Okay, no
in the
worries.
attic.
No worries at all. All right. So you have all been listening to 1100 WSGI. This has been Lee Marie filling in for U-Turn Laverne, and we hope that she will be back next weekend. Tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. So Miss Laverne, we hope you're getting better and that you'll be back. So anyways, but stay tuned. Coming up next is the Go Show. So don't go anywhere and make sure you share this on Facebook because this is going to be a really, really great event this Saturday over at South Haven. So you don't want to miss it and you want to make sure you bring friends out to that. So please share this on Facebook and also in some of your groups. I know some of you guys have private Facebook groups that you're in. So please, I just highly encourage you guys to share this event for Saturday night because it is going to be a fun time. All right. I will see you pretty soon for the Go Show. Stay tuned.